Hello and welcome to each and every one of you lovely smiling faces out there. Welcome back to the stream. We haven't done a stream in about 2 weeks now, and so I was like, you know what, let's get back to streaming. Obviously, it's been a bit hard because obviously trying to sit in this area for quite a long time like I used to do. At this moment in time, it's not exactly great fun. But obviously, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday we had a huge, and I mean a huge, bombshell dropped on Twitter regarding the man who wrote that hit piece on Johnny Depp. And he hasn't done it just to Johnny Depp, He has done it to a lot of people. And obviously we're talking about good old Mr. Dan Wootton. This is what we had yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Brady, if you don't know who he is, his ex-fiancée was Caroline Flack, who, sadly, she took her own life last year on the day after Valentine's Day. And you had Dan Wootton, The Sun, The Daily Mail, all these other ones. They were going around basically saying, oh, well, she's gone, that's it. And we're going to take a look at this because he's also been accused, Dan Wootton has, of being a sexual predator. And we're going to take a look at things where I got people who have said they've known it for years. Again, here in the UK, it's been ups and downs, all over the internet. Who can you believe? And if we want to go Dan Wootton's way, the one who said, oh, you have to believe everyone who talks about this and says this. So if we go by Dan Wootton's rules, he's guilty of what he's done. But that's what we got. And I can see so many great people in the chat as well already. We got Judith, we got Kafka, we got Janie, we got Karen, we got Fee, we got Witchy, we got Dave, we got Sabine, we got Sarcasm, we got JFD, Tina, Emma, so many of you wonderful people here. And it's great to see each and every one of you back for my live stream. And again, guys, I thank each and every one of you for supporting the channel and for coming on here as well for my first stream back, which I think at the minute is... Last time I checked, it was like 90-odd people waiting, which I just blew my mind. But we're going to look into this now, guys. So, Andrew Brady, he hasn't really said much, but this is his Twitter account where he hasn't really done much in it. Obviously, last year mostly, regarding Caroline, and please donate, sign, buy and share. So this was, some of the first ones he actually put out there. Could I kindly ask you all to do the following? Donate, sign, buy, share, justice for Caroline. Then we had Mermaids. Then we had Daily Fail. Swipe up the sign. Investigate these awful people. Which they should be investigated because these people should not be allowed to get away with what they do. And we got by their number one, which was... Caroline's one of her favourite songs. Diamond Knife 76 with a $2.99 with a fist bump super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel, Diamond. You are a diamond. And you got that one by there. Obviously, please read this in full. Enough is enough. R.I.P. Carrie, Andrew Brady, Caroline Flack's death. Who is to blame? And a lot of people put it on The Sun, Daily Mail and all them, which, to be honest, was rightfully so. And this is what came about yesterday. And we had this one here, which was posted, which was yesterday morning. Karaoke, Day of the Dead, 8 p.m. tonight to make some noise. And you had tons of people like it. And what it was to this website by here, loveandhonesty69.com tribute. And this is what was there. So, in memory of Caroline Louise Flack, the send-off she truly deserved. 9th of November 1979 when she was born, 15th of February last year when she passed. Dear Dan, please understand that this is completely personal. You have every right to be offended, and I hope you are. You and your blood-sucking cronies on the showbiz news desks at The Sun and the Daily Mail are scum. You're all scum. This is your judgment. You have all got blood on your hands, every single one of you. The ones who wrote all the articles, the ones who approved them, and the ones at the top who have encouraged it for decades. The tactics you employ and the tricks you use to not only manipulate the British public, but everyone in the industry are disgusting. You are all poisonous snakes and you need to be gotten rid of. You actually break people with your harassment to the point that they end their own life. with your lies and your backstabbing ways. You print highly sensitive and personal information about these people on a daily basis without even a thought as to what it might be doing to their mental health, their well-being, and their relationships with people they love. And we've talked about this previously in other streams and other videos regarding not just this situation with Johnny Depp, but just about the press and the way they treat the public. They should not be allowed to go out and say, oh, we're doing all of this, and get away with it. They should not be allowed to use the Freedom of Press Act to be able to go out there and just say absolute horrible things about people. No one in the industry is safe, from the desperate and talentless to the aspiring and talented, from the young, eager and hopeful all the way up to the veterans on our screens. How many have you killed? More than any of you would care to admit, because it's never your fault that someone has taken their own life, is it? You just write the news because you think it's your right and it gives you a purpose. You might not have fired the guns, but you loaded them for years with your bullets. They penetrate to the deepest insecurities, they maim, they cut and scar someone's mind, someone's heart and someone's soul to devastating effects and life-changing consequences. Over and over, getting worse each time until you have nothing left to give. You sit in your offices calling yourselves journalists. But you're not. You're just liars and murderers. Excuse me again. You think you're doing a good job because someone is paying you and it's working. It isn't. It's ruining society, and I'm sure most of you got into journalism in the first instance because you wanted to write interesting and factual pieces about things you were passionate about. So with that one here, if you remember guys, I've been saying this now for the last couple of weeks, and it's quite surprising to see this is all come out. And I've been saying people do not want investigative journalists anymore. All they want is sensationalism. That is it. That is the way the world has gone, and that is mostly because of social media. An actual platform which was meant to keep people in touch and, do things like that, has turned into what it is now. Basically, social media is everyone's day in life. That is it. And it's a sad thing to see. This is why I hardly ever go on Facebook anymore. I take days away from Twitter because I worked in it, I know how damaging it is. And I've seen quite a few friends or people I've even met over the last 2 to 3 years while doing YouTube as well. People on Twitter, they're in fights and arguing with other people. You try and help them, but sadly, they just don't listen sometimes. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So we got that one by there. I've completely lost where. Oh, there you go. Your articles are neither, and you're giving your industry a bad name. I implore you to become good, honest, and thought-provoking journalists who want to spread a better message than the one you are currently spreading. Other journalists need to start calling this out and get behind the message of positivity, kindness, and love, and put morals before money. They won't. This is to be the start of a new way of doing things, otherwise we'll spiral as a society into a pit of darkness. You prey on the weak and the weak-minded. You pretend you are doing it to build them up and earn their trust. So when it's time, you can cut them down for not for love nor money, time and time again. So publicly, so hatefully, you all shed your crocodile tears in February last year over someone you broke. Writing your articles and doing your podcast claiming you were a friend. Reliving memories for social media engagements, click and fake sympathy. You had no right, you still have no right. You may have known her, you may not have even had fun with her when you were together, but you weren't her friends. Friends don't do that to one another. If anyone tries to stop you, you threaten them with powerful lawyers and spread more lies to the public about them. You think you're untouchable, and you will continue to act this way until someone stops you. Oh, we got Grown Up Trunks. Oh, what a great name. With the $5 Canadian. Otto V. Con just had a huge victory against KV. They will stop us from having Exactly, that is great, yeah. We'll talk about that a little bit after. Obviously we're talking about Dan Wootton at the moment. So we've got that one there. You claim the garbage you publish is in the public's interest, but it is clear that you have completely forgotten the definition of this and are willing to spread such toxic gossip that is nobody's business and that deep down nobody really cares about. Celebrities and famous people may seem like they have it all, but they don't. They're the same as you, they just have a different life. When they feel at their lowest, it's no different than when anyone else feels at theirs. You think they have it but like you, all they want is what the heart so desperately desires. Happiness, laughter, good memories, good people, privacy and love. Unlike you, however, they have put up with millions of other opinions and judgments from some truly hateful people. Is it any surprise that this is so common these days? Thank you, Mary Lynn, with the with the love hearts, and I don't know what animal creature that is, but thank you, Mary Lynn, for the $2.99 super chat. The way we treat each other is hideous. We are nasty, spiteful, and jealous individuals who crave a life of materialism, because it's all we are shown on all our screens. When the human race was developing, it did through compassion, tighter social bonds, and positivity. Look how far we have come, and look where we're heading. How we're acting, how we treat each other, with our spiky judgments over the internet and personal digs at people when they are at their lowest. You know what, with that goes straight away about Johnny Depp and AH. Even though it's not about them, you can see that what Andrew is saying here is 100% correct over everything. You took everything I ever wanted I could hold from me. You took everything I ever wanted that I could hold away from me, Dan. Everything I ever wanted. Every headline, every article, and every lie. They chipped away at us more and more every time. No couple can sustain that, no matter how much they love each other. Of course, we weren't in it for a shot. You didn't give us a chance. You made us distrust each other, lie to each other, resent each other, and hate each other. The girl I loved more than life itself, who I shared a puppy with that I loved unconditionally. Every day that dog isn't in my life, it pains me. The Alienator with the €5. Dan Wootton, karma is coming. Dr. Evil laugh. It is. It's amazing. I had to say goodbye to both of them because of the mindless gossip you and your colleagues spread. I got kind of lost there, guys. Sorry. What right did you have to think that was okay? You killed her. All of you. You've been doing this to her for years. Taking her trust, taking her love, and taking her soul away from her. Who are we without souls? As you can see, guys, it is a very long one. I'm not going to read it all, but what I will do... Oh, where are we? I will leave the link in the chat right now if you want to go and read it later on. Like I said, because it is a very, very long... Johnny's girl with the $5. Thank you with the higher. Thank you for supporting the channel. It's amazing. Yes, Neil, yeah, Wootton pointing the finger at JD when he had 3 pointing back at him. Yes. And as you can see, he does go on, make tomorrow a better day for you. And he goes on literally just saying, you've done this, and this is exactly what you've done. But guys, like I say, I have put that in the chat if you want to go and look at it for another time and another place. As you can see, guys, Andrew is, a year later, he's still racked with guilt because of all these people. Dan Wootton has done it, the Daily Fail do it. Hell, if you go on the Daily Fail online, it's not news anymore. It's just pure sensationalism about celebrities. Who's doing who? What has this person done? Oh my god, look at this. And the way the Daily Fail operate, because obviously now, he's no longer with the Sun. Dan Wootton has gone over to GB News or something like that, and he's also gone over now to do his articles on the Daily Fail. And with the Daily Fail, this is going back now quite a few years, that the two directors who done the Matrix films, they were Larry and Andy Wachowski. They're now the Wachowski sisters because they have transitioned. And one of them, they didn't tell the world, they didn't go about it, they just done it and, kept themselves to themselves. A reporter from the Daily Fail went to her house and literally said, if you don't give me an interview, I'm going to out you to the world. What kind of sick person says that to someone who is going through a very tough time? And someone comes to the door, doesn't even say hello or anything, just goes, give me an interview or I'll out you to the world. That's horrible. But again, no, the Daily Fail is probably a good fit for Dan Wootton. But as we were saying, guys, this has gone on so much. And if you can look at this right by here now. This is from December 2019. Exclusive, Fury at TV Chiefs. And this was done by Dan Wootton. And it's flack, sack and whack for ITV. And, can we all not agree how effed up these papers actually are? This is insane that they're allowed to do this and get away. They own the lot. This isn't being taken up as serious as it should be because two things. One, you think I'm crazy. Two, you are brainwashed and don't see it. Either way, I think what I wrote deserves a strong reaction and people should read it, share it and stop it. What are we doing? She was someone's daughter, sister, friend, auntie, lover. Imagine if that was you. Get the word out. And it's 100% true. This type of journalism isn't going to go away. America and Australia are so different compared to here. They get privacy and they're allowed to make mistakes in private. Here, every little detail gets exaggerated or made up for your entertainment. 100% true. I'm surprised she lasted until 41. With what I'm reading here, you're all disgusting. You can bring police, you can bring lawyers, and you can bring threats, and I won't stop. You should be investigated, Dan, and stood trial for this. 100% he should. And obviously we got this as exactly what it was. Can't see it by there. But obviously that by there is Ant from Ant and Dec here in the UK, where he was taken off of TV because he had a very, very severe car crash. But what it was actually drink driving he was. That's exactly what he was doing. And they stood by him. But then with Caroline Flack, they literally just bullied her until she went. And that is wrong. What we got by here? Tanya, I watched a documentary on Princess Diana. The newspapers were brought to Parliament for their lives and nothing could be done about it. Yeah, that's 100% true. It's disgusting how they can just go about and do this. And another thing as well, just go on with this image here, the front page of the Sun newspaper, December, a week before Christmas, and this is what you got. Flack, sack and whack for ITV. That should not be front page, that should be. Murdered teen in 31 offences. That's got a little tiny snippet, which is actual major news. Instead, they put Caroline Flack front and centre so Dan Wootton can do his little hit piece and try and abuse her. That's exactly what he done, and it's disgusting. And, you know what? It should just be horrible. Purple Moonbeam, all this past reports should be looked into, 100%. Yep, Dave Marks, don't drink and drive, guys, exactly. And it's absolutely disgusting to see that he gets away with this. But that was that one there. And obviously he's carried on with another little video by there. I will leave his feed in the chat if you guys want to go and see it as well. Judith, good girl. You don't drink at all. I don't drink at all. And I got bottles of whiskey over there. And I miss them. But I just don't drink now. But this is what got me interested. Because obviously I saw that. And I was like, right, okay. We need to have a little look into this and a little investigation. And I got a few things written down by you, not much, but I will be looking into this now a little bit more seriously regarding Dan Wootton anyway. I am going to be going and looking into that a lot more. Anne Brown, Wootton has it in for Harry and Meghan. Yes, I think I got it by here somewhere actually, regarding when he says about what he was doing in the film Notting Hill and the way they've done it. Yeah, we will try and find that one, but this is what I had this one as well. So we're going to look at a few things. So obviously you got Princess Consuela. God, I love that. I love her. Some people are proud to pose with him. This is what Dan Wootton used to do. Remember when Dan Wootton was just that guy who, check notes, rated women's boobs, excuse me, I had a bit of a hiccup then, out of 10 in the Sun. The guy should be hung and drawn, I think. And so when we go there, this is what I wanted to show a lot of now, guys. So, on Twitter, you put in hashtag Dan Wootton, and there's just tons and tons and tons of information regarding it, and I'm so happy to actually see it. Obviously, you do the latest, it's literally every couple of seconds. But this is what was put out as well. So obviously about Dan Wootton and what me go, ooh, right, okay, this is what I need to do my comeback stream on. At Dan Wootton. So Andrew actually posted this on his Instagram story, which, currently has 171,000 followers. and he tagged Mr. Dan Wootton in. It's my firm belief that the news will eventually see the light of day where Dan Wootton is outed as the predatory male he is, and so many rumours claim it. Because I suspect it'll come out soon, I want to be the one that gave you the exclusive on it. Everyone knows it, Dan. They're all just too scared to say it because of what you will say about them. Well, they say the most dangerous creation in the world is a man who has nothing to lose. I have nothing to lose, Dan. So bring your lawyers, your threats, and see how much you get. I may be poor in possessions and wealth that you can try and take, but I'm rich in so many things. Life-changing memories, amazing family, and the best friends, and they love me for me. I have a mind filled with the craziest stories and the best experiences, and nothing but love in my heart left to give. You can't take any of that away from me, Dan. Looks like it's destination bankrupt for me. Dan Wootton is a predator who uses his power to try and get what he wants and doesn't care who he hurts. There, I said it. You should be fired, Dan, from all of your ventures with immediate effect. With no compensation, and your voice should be taken away forever. Swipe up Harvey Weinstein. #nonce. And we had this here, what he posted as well. Only difference is, one hasn't been convicted yet. Clock's ticking. And to be honest with you, with everything gone by here, it doesn't surprise me. I actually said that yesterday. I was like, I'm a little bit, this is what we're getting and this is what we're seeing. And to be honest with you, I wasn't surprised that this has come out, if that makes any sense. What I am more surprised about is how many people have come out and talked about it. So to me, that just goes to show how many people have been affected. And obviously, these are all the latest. Twitter, why no, Dan Wootton, you got there. Any scoops, breaking news on Wino Cotton? Oh, the abuser. Dan Wootton didn't Meghan Harrow win the legal battle against the Mail on Sunday. Again, we got that one there. Wow, Dan Wootton, it seems you're a sexual predator. I mean, it must be true, right, Dan? After all, you don't need any evidence to write a wife-beater article about Johnny Depp, so you're okay with this? Gotta be good, tagging in the people who own GB News. Dan Wootton again. Andrew Brady is not the first... right, this is the one I wanted to show a lot of people. Andrew Brady is not the first guy to come forward with this sort of accusation about Dan Wootton. Interesting to see if anyone, #TheSun, takes action or even care about the people he's done in the past. I've heard it for years. Then obviously you got a lot of few people there talking about it, going on. But then you had this person by here. We're going to go back to the latest. But Jaden Michael. And Jaden Michael, he's, again, if you want to believe, he is very verified on Twitter and stuff. He's a reformed POS, TV icon, PR bookings, whatever. And this is what he said about Wootton. For the last 10 years, I've always told everyone what a vile human he is. It's all coming out now. And then you had, is there something I can read on this? We got Bonnie who's done that. But when you go down as well, we got, get off there. We got about the story that we were just reading. And this is one I liked as well, I gotta admit. I would love to know your opinion on the DW Sun News versus Johnny Depp case. And this is what Jaden said. Anything Dan Wootton says or does is complete and utter trash. I've always told people what he's like, but I've often been called jealous of him. I think the way Johnny Depp was treated is a disgrace. Which it is, and it's still going on. But when you just go back and we're just going through all these now. So obviously these are the latest ones. Dan Wootton is an abuser. Everyone is just tagging them all. Just wow. You've got so many people now talking about it. We had this one by here as well, obviously, which a lot of people have done as well, which is great. People have tagged me as well. Thank you very much. Both have the "we did it" look on their faces. Coward Dan Wootton was a no-show in the UK court for the smear article he wrote, but sure didn't miss the opportunity to meet up with the star witness. That was actually posted, I believe, to his or her Instagram, and it was on the day that she supposedly... I've won. That's what was going on there, which is absolutely disgusting. You got someone by here now, Scotty. Do you know what? It's really played on my mind that newspapers, Dan Wootton, The Sun, and TV shows get away with slating and making up false news about Caroline Flack. Yet, they're still going strong. #killers. Scotty again. Real Lorraine, Graham Norton, ITV. Your right to reply to this without being biased is true. The amount you spoke on your shows about Caroline Flack, which ultimately led to her doing this. Most importantly, because of Dan Wootton, I hope now investigations begin. And on Lorraine, which is a TV show here in the mornings, 9 o'clock it starts with Lorraine Kelly. And to be honest with you, people from the UK, if you know who Lorraine Kelly is, I've always fancied her. I don't know what it is. I absolutely adore her. And she's actually the only thing I watch in the mornings. And Dan Wootton used to be on there all the time. And, again, like I was saying, on Stevie's channel a couple of months ago, when I talked about Dan Wootton, and me and, I went up for the social media awards and everything, and he was there, and my mate, Mike, he was like, oh, yeah, great. Got snubbed by him. He's like, oh, fuck you then, That's exactly how it is. He does seem that type of person. But now with all of these, and on Lorraine, he actually stopped going on that show. It was just after, I believe, in 2019, when the court case against The Sun was put in place. And with that, I think they kind of went, yeah, get away. Try to get rid of him. Right, gonna go over to the main camera a minute. Just because I could see, in the chat, we got quite a few people commenting. Dan Wootton and Amber Heard are both turds. Yeah, 100%. What else we got by here? Saying goes, what goes around comes around. Exactly, 100%. Sarcasm. I trust Tug, Yellow Flash, and thank you. As sources about things like this, as the other journalistic media is not trustworthy. Sarcasm. Thank you ever so much, mate. It is. It's Judith. How are you? Fancy her? Judith. I've grown up with Lorraine. I've grown up with her, and I love her. I think it's the accent though. But Tanya, she is older, but who cares? Age is just a number, isn't it? But yeah, guys, thank you. I say it's when you have these kind of stories and people just go out there and they just put all the fake shit. Perfect example is the channels that are currently on YouTube saying that Disney they've hired Johnny Depp, they've hired they've given lawyers to Johnny, and it's like, no, none of this is true. And again, people like that are exactly like Dan Wootton. Right, how many clicks can we get? All right, we'll just do this. That's exactly what they're doing it for. And it's absolutely disgusting. Tina, are you in two places at the same time? No, what? No, I'm not. I'm here. It is. Night Train Blues, $5. Thank you very much for the super chat. History, FYI. Sensational journalism was first used in UK newspapers while reporting on the Jack the Ripper murders. That is 100% correct, because that's where he got his name from, was the papers. Because they were like, let's just give him, we need to get a name, a moniker for him, so we can tell people or something. I remember that, yeah. And it's crazy. It's horrible to see that good people end up leaving this planet just because they were driven to it by news articles and smear campaigns. And to be honest with you, this is one thing I really do love about Johnny Depp, is that everything that has gone against him, if you think about it with what Caroline Flack went through and everything else, imagine if Johnny Depp did that, Imagine if something happened, all these things, and he took his own life. Just, thank God it hasn't happened, but imagine if that did happen, And when you think of it like that, it's like, wow, right, okay, we need to do something about this. And I'm so happy that he did, because I'm looking by here now. Well, I'll switch on over, but have a look. So, again, Scotty, this guy's done so much about it. Emma P, what? Oh my God. Guys, what has happened? Tina Michelle, this is live. Yes, it is. We are live. Emma P, stop holding us in suspense. What is it? Is that? I thought it was something serious then, Emma. God. But that's good, though. She's gone down to 3.8, so she's losing followers like anything. Sarah Katz, yeah, don't want to imagine a world without him. It is. It's absolutely disgusting to see. But like we were saying by here with Scotty, it's very, Dan Wootton is very quiet today. Finally, he's being outed. Should we have a little look what his Twitter is, what he's saying, if he said anything. So, yeah, he hasn't been on here for 2 days. Well, 1 day. So, yes, this is what I was gonna look about as well, because you mentioned it in the chat. Dan Wootton said this: the way this story should be covered. You couldn't make this up. Publicity-shy woman tells 7.6 billion people I'm pregnant. It's going to be news because it's one of the royal family. That's why it's going to be news. And, real movie for Notting Hill and everything else. And it's just like... And Dan Wootton, he's... I really want him to get punched in his Jap's eye. I really do. That sounds, down there on the man. That's what it is, the whole... I'm just saying to let people know. But you got people... See, everyone has posted this. Oh... These tweets violated the rules. So, if these are going to be in reference to Andrew Brady and Caroline Flack, these ones here, I wonder who reported them. Interesting. A year ago today, yep, your friend, you got that one there. Dan, you'll never work for a real newspaper. This is how a real newspaper does it. New York Times. Well, New York Times is... Tanya, yes, do it. Go for it. But you got that one there. You got, why can't people understand there's a massive difference between them choosing what is shared with the public? Yeah, bloodthirsty hacks for their private mail, yeah. Everyone is going on about privacy and... yeah, that's another one. But yeah, as you can see, a lot of people are going against him. And when you see certain things, again, he just seems to be going about the royal family. It's almost like he's trying to get the limelight off himself, which is not really going to happen. We got that right, okay. So you got that one there. You got more. I do love that one. I must admit. You had Twitter carrying Dan Wootton's career home. I absolutely love that gif there. Dan Wootton, you're going down. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That one there. It's just them together. Crickets chirping, because he hasn't come out and he hasn't said anything about it, which is like, wow. Because someone like him, you would expect him to try and come back, try and be with something smarmy, He'd be like, oh, well, this is what we're doing. I don't care, blah, blah, blah. Michelle Fox, yeah, the documentary is on tonight, Michelle. I haven't seen it yet, so that's why I haven't done a video or anything about it, because I haven't actually watched it yet. I wonder if the Sun will report on him on the front page. That would be funny. It would, Tanya. It'd be absolutely hilarious. But I can't see him doing it. Because he'd be like, oh, I'm going now. But it does show you that he's left, obviously. And he's left the Sun. Left News UK and all of them. With him going to this new place. And obviously with... Andrew Brady coming out with all these things now, the accusations as well. And then you got all these other people who have come out as well and started saying, I've been telling you this for years. And you got so many people saying, he is this person that everyone is talking about. Maybe they had someone go to them and say, I'm going to say this about Dan online or in the papers or whatever, unless you get rid of him. And for all we know, the people whoever said this, again, it could be it's a what if scenario. What if they knew it was true? It makes you think literally about that. Janie Davis, you've encountered several celebrities, famous people either hate it, hate it here or love it, depending on their ego. Moved filming to New Zealand because Australia will ignore your filming. It is. There's so many things. Like I say, with the Australian press, you have again, I'm not sure what it's like there, but is it like the UK, or is the UK the most intrusive in the world? But you have more, again, Dan Wootton. I cannot believe somebody pays you for this, Dan Wootton. It's all bully crap and looks like the day of karma approaching you is very near. Then you got more. Working with a sex predator while calling yourself a feminist is not quite a feminist. The scum has also rated women's hips, so not the first time. And it's talking about Scarlett Waldman there. In Neverland, they're the one who posted it. And you got Phil McCracken. Oh, I nearly said it. Phil McCracken. Andrew Brady is releasing information at midday proving Dan Wootton is a predator. Bring it on. I've waited years for the demise of Dan Wootton. As you can see, everyone wants him to get away. And it's just so good to see. You got Well, I believe that there needs to be evidence before judging someone when claims are made against him. When it comes to Dan Wootton, I must admit I'm enjoying him getting a taste of his own medicine. You get what you give. It is. It's karma. This is exactly what it is. Janie, yeah, I thought that. I thought the UK would be the worst. The UK is either the best at stuff or the worst at stuff. And it picks, to be the worst at stuff, which is some pretty high-profile stuff, which you shouldn't be doing. This creep Dan Wootton seems like he sniffs his own undergarments. Wow. Yeah, but you know what? I'm not going to disagree with that. Dan Wootton, certain people, yep. This is part, obviously, from the Andrew Brady's letter. Judith with the £50 super chat. Guys, got to go to work. Love to all. And Dan, of course, catch you all next time. Watch second half tomorrow. Judith, thank you ever so much. Again, you're all amazing. It's just fantastic. Guys, can we just spam Judith's name in the chat? Life of Sarcasm. How many blue check marks want him gone? That's a question. Are they all scared? This is it. I know that there is quite a few blue check marks who want him gone. But I will have to, that's going to be a very good thing, actually. I'm going to write that down now. Blue check mark to get rid of him. Because obviously with certain things, we have seen so many people. Blue check marks wanting gone. We've seen so many blue check marks regarding so many other people. Johnny Depp as well, obviously. And they're all like, oh, get rid of them, do this to him, do that to him. And when you see it, it's like, this is what they want to do. And okay, because I saw something earlier regarding someone who, they posted something regarding a movie. And like, oh, I don't want to watch it because I don't like this person. And you had a ton of blue checkmark people jump on her. And she's like, whoa, who the hell are you lot, And one of them was actually Eddie Marsham, the actor. And it's like, this is not exactly who she was talking about. Sarcasm, that will really show how deep this goes, yes. And especially if there are a lot of British ones as well. But obviously, this has gone out there now. And this is another one which I saw. This is Dan Wootton, and he gets away with it. Everyone involved in any way he works should be ashamed. They give him the platform to abuse. And this is what he wrote. L'Oreal axed 4 million contract because you're not worth it, Cheryl. By Dan Wootton. Trouble Shell Tweedy has been sacked by hair and beauty giant L'Oreal after 9 years. The Geordie singer, 35, has lost a deal rumoured to have been worth 4 million with... See, he says there, supposedly rumoured to be 4 million. But it's 4 million at the top. Again, because 4 million sounds better than, we don't know exactly what it is. But Dan Wootton, man, he should... It's just sad and it's just crazy to see how many people have come out now, and I'm just loving it. I'm gonna admit, I will admit that right now. I'm loving seeing Dan Wootton get his comeuppance, because it is going to happen. It's going to be a lot worse for him now as well. Right, this is the one, like we were saying, guys. So this was 2nd of November last year. This is when, obviously, the Deppson situation came out, and this landmark court victory is for you and all the other victims of DA. Real Amber Heard. Oh, look at them. Don't you just want to smack them both with a frying pan? Steve Cass for the $4.99 super chat. No trial, lock up Dan Wootton, as he says, all women must be believed. Yes, 100%. And with this, I think it's both women and males who have come out against him. And with that, it's just absolutely nuts. Because again, with Dan Wootton, he does got the smarmy look to him, a bit like Harvey Weinstein, how Harvey Weinstein acted, if you think about it. Janie, I think Murdoch may be intentionally keeping his dirty business away from home. Could very well be. Because, obviously, get rid of him. I don't want all this shit brought to me. Get rid of him, let him go somewhere else. Because what did he say when he was actually leaving? Excuse me. Because didn't he, wasn't it? It goes, I couldn't pass up this job opportunity or whatever. And it's like, yeah, this is it, It's like, you've gone from basically one of the biggest corporations in the world to an up-and-coming startup newspaper sort of thing. Tanya, yes, he is gay. But there is a few people who are saying that he also did it to some women. So that's a little bit on the old, right, okay. So it's going both ways. As long as it's cast iron, yeah, Jane, 100%. Sarah, Wootton is such a pathetic piece of crap. He is. Why is he allowed to do this? How can he be allowed to do this? It is. It's... These people are allowed, for some unknown reason, to get away from it. And I think that is just absolutely disgusting. And they should be held accountable. We've been talking about this for years. Like we were saying, so many people have come out and said, well, the press have said this and it's wrong. People have said this and they're wrong. And they're obviously all interlinked with either Daily Fail or whatever. And seeing this now and how many people are coming forward and they're like, yeah, Dan Wootton done this. Let's have a quick look, Simon. Should we all look at Dan Wootton on the news, see if anything is happening? Should we have a little look? So, we got, obviously, Dan Wootton into Google, go into news. Literally nothing at this moment in time. Dan Wootton leaves News UK for GB News and Mail Online. 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 week, 2 days. 6 days, 1 day. Which one is it? I'll have a look at that one because I didn't mention him. George Gallo take on BBC. Yeah, see, literally, there's nothing on there stating about what he's done and how he's hurt people. So this is what this Dan Wootton, Graham Norton unmasked. Again, yeah, nothing there about him. So you've got all these things going on against him. It's absolutely sarcasm. The tweets from Kerry-Ann Everett are all flagged, only one removed. I reckon Wootton has people scouring Twitter to find them. Yes. It's Stag getting rid of his emails. Yeah, Janie, you could be right. He's probably going back and deleting them all. But yeah, it's sarcasm with that. It'd be very interesting to see of how many people, because if you go into latest like we have, it goes a couple of minutes and then it jumps hours. Where's everything else? Where's everything else that has been talking about him? But go back to latest, if there is any latest, or is it still 12 minutes ago? 13 minutes ago, so you had that one there. But you got so many people now who is coming out and saying Dan Wootton is a is a predator. It's absolutely crazy because when you think of it, that this supposed journalist now, and again, he hasn't really done anything worthy of the title being a journalist. He's just gone on and said, oh, this person slept with so-and-so. Oh, how dare they do this? And all that kind of crap. And it's absolutely horrible to see because he became one of the actual editors of the Sun newspaper. Not just the entertainment section, of the entire paper. So it's basically anyone went to him, yeah, okay, we'll do that, we'll do this, we'll put that out. It's like, wow, okay, how did you do that? It wouldn't surprise me if he probably bent over and he told whoever the higher up was, oh yeah, go on in, go in dry. Sorry guys, that's a bit much. Vanny Johnson, while... Hashtag nation from him and the community. Thank you, man. Lord Dracula, man. Yeah, Vicar's work now. Yes, I have seen a few inklings regarding that. Yeah, I checked earlier on. Is the newspaper owners really going to go after him, as it will highlight them? Yeah, that's actually a very good question, because if you think about it, and if these newspapers went against him at this moment in time, it would highlight them, because they'd be like, yeah, we're the ones who let him do it. We're the ones who let him run with it. We're the ones who allowed him to continue doing all these smears. And when you think of it like that, you're probably going to get a few people at the top anyway who are going to be getting rather nervous at this moment in time. Mostly because if people do continue to keep coming out against him, and judging by Twitter and Instagram, they're going to come out against him. They're going to come out and do a lot of stuff against him. And people are going to be like, right, okay, are we going to mention him or not? I can see them going, yeah, we got rid of him. That's personally my own opinion. I can see the Sun or News, whatever you want to call them, they're going to come out and say, yeah, we got rid of him because we were told this happened, he did this, and we didn't sack him because obviously he was in his contract. If anything happens, he could step down and all that bullshit. I can personally see that happening. And he only went to this GB place just to be like, oh, look at me, I'm the big I am. I've come from the Sun. I was the news editor of the Sun, and I've come here. That's what it's going to be. That's what I can seriously see happening now, guys. But it's just a horrible situation. But like I said, I will be continuing to look into this, because Carrie, yeah, he left the Sun, a couple of weeks ago it was, and obviously he went to GB News. But I will be continuing with this, guys. I will be looking into this now a bit more thorough. I want to try and find a few more bits of evidence from other people. Maybe they could be in newspaper clippings or whatever on the web, and they could be going back God knows how long. We've got Jaden Michaels on here saying he's been telling people for 10 years, for a decade, that this guy is that person. So with that, if it has been 10 years, then he's kept it under wraps very good, or he's probably, like everyone has said, they're too scared to come forward because he might say something about him. And because of who he is, because he's Dan Wootton, they could be like, yeah, there's... Yeah, we didn't do this because he's got us doing something, or he's got us on tape saying something, or he's got photos of us. There's going to be some bullshit excuse from people who didn't come forward, 100%. But like I said, guys, thank you, each and every one of you, for coming to the stream today. It's been fantastic. Before I end this stream, I am going to show you my hair, because, again, I haven't had it cut. And as you can see, there is the fro. The fro is back. It's, look at that fro. Look at it. Way too much. But guys, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming along tonight. It's been amazing to see each and every one of you in the chat. It's been a phenomenal chat. I want to thank each and every one who has, and you supporting the channel. You're doing so much by sharing all the channels I do, by sharing the tweets, sharing the videos, sharing the streams. This is what we're going to do. I'm hoping to come back maybe one day this week for another stream, but there will be videos. The cut down of this stream will be out tomorrow for people who can't stay for the whole stream. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank each and every one of you again. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for future updates, and I'll see each and every one of you soon. Take care and stay safe.